All right, everybody, we're back. Episode 9, You're Wrong podcast. Today we got a special guest, Tim Carroll on. He's one of our good friends that we like to debate sports with, so we thought we'd have him on. As always, co-host Julian's here with me. So we're about 3 weeks out from the bracket coming out. So we're going to talk about who we think can be contenders, pretenders, and then we're going to run through a mock Final Four, basically on the bracketology that Joe Lunardi's drew up for us, and that's how we're going to go about this episode today. So hope you guys enjoy it. So to start off, I'm going to go through the AP poll, a couple teams on there, and we're going to say if they're a contender or a pretender from our point of view so far this season. And let's start off with Gonzaga first. I'm going to say they're a contender. That should be a no-brainer. So,
yeah, I mean, Gonzaga's winning it all, and it's not really like close right now.
I'm not gonna lie. I like obviously Duke's gonna be in that one if this was to be the final bracket, and
they won't be.
I don't want that to be a thing. But like I'm looking at the numbers, and I've watched Gonzaga games, and I'm like, this team should win it all the way it's looking for me.
I think they've also gotten better throughout the year. Like, I know when they played Duke early, I know they had a bunch of foul trouble in that game, but I think like just watching their games, especially watching Chet play, you could see his development over like, even I know he's not playing as good teams, but you could just tell like he's over, I think like past few games, he's been over 40% from three. He's just a shot blocker, and he can do everything. I mean, there's really no reason that any team's going to stop him at all.
Yeah, no, I definitely noticed that too. That's one of the things I wanted to really like harp on when we get down to our little bracketology breakdown is the way Chet's been playing lately. So we'll get to that. But moving on to number 2, Auburn. They're obviously a contender, another no-brainer. They have all the key pieces to be a contender. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, no-brainer, Auburn. They're going to be the toughest out, I feel like, except for Gonzaga. They just have everything, to be honest. They don't really have a weakness.
Yeah, I'd agree. As long as someone gets hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, number 3, Arizona. Oh, you want to go? You want to say something?
No, I was just going to say, like, I think Walker Kessler, like Katie Johnson, obviously we're both high on him, but I think Walker Kessler is like the difference maker there. Like, dude, didn't he have like 12 blocks the other day?
He's averaging over 4 blocks a game, and he's only playing like 20. I think
he has the most blocks in the nation. I'm pretty sure.
He's averaging over, like I was like looking at the stats the other day. He's averaging over 4 blocks a game, which is actually good.
He had a triple-double.
He like low-key. Yeah, he low-key might be the best big man in the nation. Like that might be a stretch, but like he's one of them, bro.
I'd say most valuable for his team, because definitely like without him they wouldn't have that inside presence as.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The team's good around him. When he's off the floor, they're not as good. And if he wasn't even on Auburn, they wouldn't be a thing. You know what I mean? Because like the way I have it, like from the outside view, is that it's shaped around him. Obviously, he's not. Yeah. His numbers aren't flashy. And his blocks obviously are, but like his numbers aren't flashy. Like he's not scoring 20 points per game like Kofi, and Oscar Tshiebwe's up there in points. He's somewhere in the 15, 18 range. But yeah, we'll talk about that. Arizona, I'm gonna go with pretender. I don't know like how they're so good. I don't get it. Like I've watched the games obviously, but like I don't get like I don't know. Just they don't have any big really names. They got Mathurin, but they don't have anything outside of him that really makes me think like, all right, these dudes are good. But I could be wrong. I've probably watched like 5 or 6 Arizona games, so I probably missed out on stuff. So I'm gonna say pretender though for the tournament.
Yeah, before I say this, I was looking at it, and I'm gonna be completely dead serious when I say this. The Pac-12 is the best conference in the country. It's not. I would say maybe they're on par with the Big Ten, but I don't know. I'm taking the Pac-12 over the Big Ten. So
I can't agree with you there, but I don't know about Tim. I don't know.
I think, yeah. Top half, they're legit. I mean, because you got Arizona, UCLA, obviously the two powerhouses, and then I know me and Jules love Oregon.
Yeah. I was going to talk about Oregon later on. I think Arizona's a contender though. Mathurin, he's like I said, he's one of the best players in the country.
I think
good luck scoring on Coloco down low because you're not
definitely I think they're an Elite 8 team, and it just depends on matchups who they face and who they run into.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be on the one line though. Like I don't think they're going to lose a lot more games from here on out. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so we're kind of not on the same page for that one. So we'll get into that deeper down the line here.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go Kentucky. I know guys aren't gonna agree with me on this either. I'm gonna go a Kentucky Contender. I'm buying into what Cal's doing over there. I like Oscar Tshiebwe. Like, I don't know. He obviously gets in foul trouble, and like you said earlier in the group chat, all you got to do is run Kellen Grady off the line, and that's what was getting me so mad last night when I was watching the game. Is like Kellen Grady, like he can't put the ball on the floor, and if he does, he just doesn't know what he's doing. So like, and he's not a scorer otherwise shooting the three. Like, and he even passed up a wide open three last night, which I was like, what are you doing? But I don't know. I'm buying into what Kentucky's doing, pending injuries, because you know these dudes just like to freaking get hurt for no reason. Like Ty Washington getting hurt, Severe Wheelers flops around 24/7. But yeah,
I'll get into it. I'll get into it more later when we talk about the Final Four. But Kentucky has like one of the best teams on paper, but they're the definition of a contender, and I'll get more into it later on because
I like that.
I just don't think they have any shot. No shot.
I mean, I think Kentucky Oscar is going to get us 20 and 15, and it's just a matter of other teams taking away other pieces. It's like Wheeler's out there doesn't even look like he wants to shoot the ball. He's just looking for assists left and right.
Yeah.
And you got Grady. Mintz has impressed me the last few games. I know he didn't play that well last night, but other than that, he's been playing a little bit better. But other than that, I mean, they don't really have the shooting. And then Ty's been banged up. You don't know how he's going to be going into the tournament.
Yeah, that is true. That's what I'm saying. I literally wrote pending health because I'm like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Something happens to all these teams that are supposed to be good. They keep getting hurt.
I just don't see anybody else stepping up for that team.
Yeah, no, yeah. Obviously, last night we could tell Ty wasn't himself, and then no one else could step up. Kellen Grady ran off the line. Let's move into the next one. I'm gonna go Purdue pretender here, but kind of contender. I'm just on the fence about them. I can't pick one. This is gonna be the only team on here that I'm not gonna be able to pick one. But I would say contender because they do the little things and they have these key guys like Stefanovic. He hits the three ball well. When he's on the floor, they play well. Zach Edey just dominates the paint. He obviously killed Kofi the one time they played. So and then the pretender part of it is just like, I can't get over the fact that they lost to North Texas last year. Obviously, it's not last year, but that just pissed me off and it's stuck in my head. It's glued in there forever. So
2 words, Matt Painter. I mean, listen, this team just isn't that good, bro. They're really just not that good. They can't guard the three, and I don't know. I just don't see it. They've had a lot of close games, a lot of bad teams. And before I pass this over to Tim, I just want everyone to know that he's some weird obsession with Matt Painter and Jaden Ivey and Zach Edey, LOL. But I don't know.
I mean, Jaden Ivey's the real deal. He's literally like
it's not Matt Painter. It's Jaden Ivey, and I think Zach Edey's also good, especially once you get into the tournament. But it's the fact that I think they've got the second best ranked offense in the country behind Gonzaga. They're shooting over 50. I think it was over. They're third in the nation in both 3-point percentage and regular field goal percentage. I think they're over 50% and over 40% from three. Their offense just basically can't be stopped. And their 4 losses, what I was looking at, their 4 losses, they scored under 70 points. And we can get into the bracket later. I don't see them scoring less than 70 points against a lot of teams, especially on a neutral court. 3 of their losses are away. I know the Wisconsin game, that was a little bit of a weird game, but I just think that their offense is going to overpower them, especially against some teams where like they're all defense, like the Texases, the Houstons and stuff like that. I think they've just got too much firepower.
Yeah, I mean, you said Jaden Ivey, though. I can literally name 7 better guards than Jaden Ivey.
You can't.
Like, right off the top.
I don't think you can. You can name them, but they're not going to be better. You know what I mean? I know you can name them because you know guards, but they're not going to be better.
I totally see where you're coming from, where I could see Purdue's offense not showing up one game. Like, they're definitely a team that can get bounced early just because they don't have the defense and they rely on their offense so much. But I just think that they have the firepower to make a huge run.
Yeah.
They might. led by Sasha Stefanovic and Eric Hunter. They might.
All right. So for the next one, I got Kansas. I'm gonna go pretender. I love Kansas. I love what they do over there, but they're a pretender to me. But don't be surprised if they make a run because they have a good coach. We know Jared says he isn't good in the postseason, but he has a national championship. He constantly wins the Big 12. So, don't be surprised. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't be surprised, but they're probably a pretender, especially pending the bracket where they're at right now. I don't really like where they're at right now.
Yeah, bro, I want it so bad for Kansas just because I love Agbaji, but I don't know. I just don't. The guard play just isn't there, and I've always said if your second best player is Christian Brown, like I don't know. I just feel like your ceiling is limited. I don't know. I don't see it for them. They're kind of on the fence of contender pretender. I lean pretender though.
I think they're contender just because I love their offense. I know you say they don't like guards. You don't like their guards, but I mean, like you say, like Christian Brown's. I think he's pretty good. Like,
he's good, bro. He averages 6 offensive.
Plus, I know you hate Remy Martin, but like, come on, he comes off the bench for them. Like, come on, he was an All Pac-12 player. He's going to be good as long as he stays healthy. Yeah. And also, I mean, Mitch Lightfoot, he's just there. I mean, they've got guys that's been there, so
they've been without Remy Martin for a couple. So we'll see what happens. Baylor. I want to say contender, but their health is just not there for me. I'm gonna say pretender this year. I was high on them, you know this, Julian. But like you said, you brought to my attention that they lost their best big or whatever for the rest of the season. Kinjo hasn't been healthy. I can't be all in on them like I want to be, but it's whatever.
Yeah, I was all in on them until Chamo Chachua got hurt. I know he doesn't like show up on the stat sheet a lot, but he's to this year's Baylor team to kind of what Mark Vital was last year. Like he does it all. He works hard on defense. He's always working hard on the glass. So yeah, I mean, with him out,
I don't also not used to those minutes either.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can win it all. I think he did a lot for their team. They're still a heavy guard play team. So I wouldn't say they're a pretender. They just kind of, stuff happened to them out of their control. What are you going to
do? Yeah, I think Akinjo is going to lead them, but
I think Akinjo
so far.
I think he could be the one kid that not that a lot of people don't know about him, but I feel like he's way under the radar compared to like people talking about these other dudes, especially. And then if they get LJ Cryer healthy, and then I just don't know if they have because Thamba's only averaging like 15, 20 minutes a game, and now that their other big went down, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Akinjo is that dude. That's the reason I don't want to call him a pretender, because I think Akinjo is I think he's up there for one of the best guards.
He's also been hurt. They haven't had. I could see them like coming together though, because they're all starting to get healthy. If they all start to get healthy, there's a couple of those teams are like that. So
yeah, there's a few teams that are like, don't be surprised if they get healthy, or don't be surprised if they lose early because they're not healthy. So the next team we're going to move into is Providence. I literally wrote no shot. They have literally virtually no chance of winning even the first week. I think they're going to lose. If they had to play Liberty, they probably lose Liberty. Liberty has one of the best scoring guards in the country. Obviously, he doesn't play anybody that freaking matters, but he's still good. So, and Providence, they're a pretender, bro. They just make free throws. They do the little things, but that only gets you so far. They you know what I mean? They got that transfer from, I think, Indiana or Oklahoma as their big man, but he wasn't good when he played against good players anyway. So,
dude, I was literally just going to say that. When your second option on offense is Al Durham, who was actually god awful at Indiana. He was terrible. It's your second option. I don't know. I just don't see it. They have 8 wins within 5 points. That's just not going to hold up in the tournament. They're a pretender.
I think they're just sweet 16 no matter what. I think they'll get out of the first weekend.
Yeah.
I don't think they're contender for the Final Four.
No, not even close.
Duke, obviously got to go contender here. Also, they've been playing well, and obviously they have questionable losses, but I we're just gonna keep moving forward, but I'm not gonna talk. I'm not even gonna say anything because
Yeah,
biased.
I've said it all year. It doesn't matter. Like, Paulo's gonna have his off nights. This team goes wherever Wendell Moore goes, and right now I don't know. I don't see him as the alpha that he needs to be for this team. Right now I have him as a pretender for now, though, because that could change pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Paulo, so anything's possible. I'm a strong believer that one player can take over a tournament game. So,
I mean, I'm obviously I wasn't as heavy as some people we know were on Mark Williams because but he got better. So that he's surprising me all year. He does the little things like even last night that tip in. Like, what other people, like a lot of people aren't following that shot. They're just hoping it goes in. You know what I mean? So I like what he's doing, but Villanova, I'm going to say, is a pretender. They obviously have no big man presence like we've been saying all year. Colin Gillespie, another questionable guy with the injury thing. I don't know what's going on with him, but if he's not 100%, then they have no shot.
Contender, because you name every guard in the country besides Andrew Nemhard. I'll make that clear. Besides Andrew Nemhard, you name every guard in the country, I'm going to take Colin Gillespie over him. Yeah, I just think he's that guy who is just like, get on my back. Let's go get a win. Like, let's just go get this win.
I could see it, but dude, I don't know.
If they played 7 guys off the bench, not like the 6 they do now, they'd be like, I feel like they'd be a lock for the Final Four. But, dude, they only play 6 guys, so it's so hard to be all in on them. But I don't know. I think Gillespie is that dude.
When you're playing Archie Diacono's younger brother, it's just not a recipe for success. But,
brutal.
I could see them getting upset. Like, I want to say pretender too so bad, but I could also see Villanova. Like, this is a classic Villanova team with those.
It's Jay Wright.
Those weird guys, right? Yeah.
I mean, you guys can fade Jay Wright in March. I'm not going to do it, though.
I get it.
Probably not, but
it's kind of like the Izzo thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that wraps up our AP poll top 10. I'm just going to list off some notable teams to watch. You guys can add in teams too. I'm going to say number 11, Texas Tech, right on the bubble. They're a great team. Number 12, Illinois is another great team right on the bubble. Number 14, Houston, obviously Sasser, a huge loss. We were all in on Sasser. I know all 3 of us were. But they're still playing well without him. I can see them making a little run. 19, Michigan State, and number 23, Arkansas. Arkansas is hot right now, so it's a good time to be hot.
Yeah, they are. I don't know. Pretty much for me, I think Illinois, I think they have on paper the talent to like win it all.
Yeah.
Plummer, Frazier, Corbello with Coburn down low. I think they could make some serious noise. The only thing is Brad Underwood. He's terrible. And my other team is Oregon. They're like on the bubble right now as like a 12 seed. And I told my friend the other day, he was like, who do you like coming out of this region? I told him Oregon as a 12 seed. I just think Dane Altman, he's a top 3 coach in the country. It's not close either. And they just have that team on paper that can, they're a tough out. They have it all. They have guards. They have scoring at the forward, and they have Dante down low. I don't know. I love Oregon still.
I don't see many teams outside the top 10 contending for a Final Four. I'd say the 2 teams that I definitely have would be Illinois and Texas. I could also see Texas as long as Trey Mitchell's back, because you can't have Brock Cunningham play 20 minutes a game like he did last night, because that
dude's ridiculous.
Brutal.
He's a goofball. He reminds me of like Tiger Campbell, like Jaime Jaquez. Like he's a goofball, bro. He's like
like, I get what he is for the team, but come on, Chris Beard, come March, he better not be on the floor. I will not put them in the Final Four strictly because their offense is not good enough. Not that they don't have the talent, but that offense at times just hurts to watch.
I know. That's what I was trying to say the other day, is that they're literally a spot-up shooter, and like whatever Marcus Carr's doing this year, I don't know what he's doing. But if he was a 20-point-per-game scorer, they'd be fine. They're the second best defensive team in the country, like points-wise. I think they hold their opponents to like 57 points per game. They have good wins too. They have good wins. They have bad losses. Like it's a thing that's gonna happen. But if they had a knockdown shooter, bro, I would probably etch them up into my elite.
It was supposed to be Jace Febres or whatever his name is, but
dude, what happened to him? He sucks.
He's been awful this year.
He's like terrible.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not out on Texas yet, though.
I'm not out on them. I'm like halfway. I'm halfway in, halfway out. Like I'm in the door with them, not for the Final Four, just for like winning
I could
games.
see get a couple wins and stuff.
Yeah,
But the only team outside the top 10 who I think would make the Final Four has a chance of Illinois.
Yeah, that's for, I don't know. Texas Tech could be scary, bro. Texas Tech could be scary.
Know it's not gonna be all ones and twos, bro.
Yeah, nah.
I think this year's different. I think this year's different. I think there's just too much firepower up top.
I mean, obviously, from what I'm about to read off, when we transition into our like Final Four mock predictions, obviously these are not going to stay the same, and there's going to be upsets, obviously, but it kind of chalk for me right now. Like, not going to lie, because like I don't know, I just like what certain teams are doing that are good, but
I agree.
March, anything can happen, but let's roll right into the West. For the West, I'm gonna have to go Gonzaga. That's probably the easiest one for me throughout the whole bracket, just because it can score the ball. I mean, I'm coming around on Nemhard. His assist to turnover ratio is really well. I've been a believer in Chet since he was in high school. Since he like literally fried Amani Bates, like whatever happened to that dude, I don't even know what happened to that guy. But yeah, Chet's just polished, bro. Like Tim said earlier, shooting like 46% from the three. He's just bugging right now, and he's a rim protector. People think he's frail, but I think he's good. So
you don't need to be that big with how long he is. You don't need to be that big to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He affects shots.
This isn't the NBA. This isn't the NBA where somebody's gonna look back him down and dunk on him. I don't think anybody in the country is gonna do that on Chet.
Yeah. So, for those who don't know, I had Gonzaga in this region, but in this region, there's Bama, Wisconsin, Texas Tech, and Duke. I think Gonzaga is like a lot better than all of those teams for reasons we just mentioned, and I think Julian Strawther and Rasir Bolton are criminally underrated.
Don't be surprised though. Don't be surprised though if this is a Gonzaga Duke matchup that happens. If this was to be the bracket, I wouldn't be surprised to see Duke Gonzaga part 2, because
that's what it seems like.
It would just be chalk, but it's that's what it would seem like to me.
If they play again,
Tech, I'm scared of. Not gonna lie, scared of Texas Tech for sure. But their coach is. I don't know if their coach is ready yet to win games late in March.
Texas Tech doesn't have the offense. I don't think.
Yeah, that could be it too.
Plus, I think. The weird part about this region right now is where he has it is that the two teams Gonzaga has lost to are both in here.
Yeah.
So, but like I think that they've gotten so much better throughout the entire year. And I think if I would have to choose, it'd be Gonzaga Duke, and I think Gonzaga would beat Duke by double digits.
Yeah, nobody's talking about Gonzaga right now. Like everyone writes them off because they don't win in the tournament, whatever that means.
I mean,
no, it's because they play Pacific and whatnot.
I mean, they're beating I know St. Mary's isn't like a power 5 school, but I mean
they demolish them.
Like they're just like St. Mary's, BYU, they're beaten by 20, 30 points.
Yeah. Nah, BYU is another team that could win a game, like ruin some people's brackets. So
I think the West Coast Conference is good. I don't know.
That's why I'm not out on Gonzaga. Like I know like we got friends and shit that are like, oh, Gonzaga beats up on bad teams that are equivalent to like Siena and UAlbany. But I mean, some of these teams are going to go to the tournament that are in their conference. So we gotta really navigate our thoughts around them sometimes.
One more thing about this bracket, I do like Colorado State a lot, but
me too. I like them a lot.
You guys like them to win a game?
No, I think they'd beat. He has a matchup against Notre Dame right now. I think, I think that they'd beat Notre Dame. But I was going to take Notre Dame. I was going to take Notre Dame. Not going to lie, but I hope that they're like I mean, they just got set up against an impossible test the next round. So, but I could see them making a Sweet 16 if they get the right matchup.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, so I think we are all on the same page with the West. We're all going to go Gonzaga. Consensus.
Obviously, you'll go Duke. If the bracket was in front of you, you would pick Duke to go to the final.
Yeah, you would pick Duke. Stop acting like you wouldn't pick Duke.
I mean, bro, like obviously I'm biased when it comes to Duke, but like I want to be logical. And if we're going in for money, bro, like I'm picking Gonzaga just because I know how these, these narratives are, bro. These narratives, bro, play a huge part. If Duke plays them again, they would probably beat them because they're not going to get in foul trouble. Like they're gonna know what to key in on for this matchup. The first matchup, they didn't even know it was early in the season. Like I'm not gonna be dumb on that part, but don't be surprised. Like I said, if Duke does something crazy because it's Coach K's last year, so you never know. Let's move on to the East. I'm gonna go with another team that probably won't make it to the Final Four, but I'm gonna say Purdue just because they have a top 10 like offense ish because they pass the ball really well. Their team assist is crazy. They're top 10 in the country. Like I said, Stefanovic, he shoots the 3-ball well, which is what you need. You need a 3-point shooter in March. And he's underrated passer. In my opinion, he finds guys open. He does the little things, which is what I like. And Jaden Ivey, Zach Edey, they're no brainers. Like I said, but don't sleep on Texas, Arkansas, and Houston in this bracket, which is all I'm gonna say. So
I think so. For for people who can't see the bracket, you got Texas, Seton Hall, Houston, Providence, Purdue. I actually went back and forth between two teams for this one. I decided on Texas, but it was either going to be Texas or Seton Hall. Seton Hall, I think they're a tough matchup just because Ike Obiagu. You know, if you have a big man, he's just going to get eliminated by Ike Obiagu. But I had Texas and Seton Hall facing each other again, and we all know it's hard to beat a team twice. So I had Texas moving on and going to the Final Four, just because I don't know. Houston, they can't do it without Sasser. Providence is a fraud. And Purdue is probably going to lose to the winner of Wyoming, Miami.
yeah.
I mean, if this is the bracket, there's no possible way Purdue doesn't make the Final Four. If this was the bracket, there is no way Purdue's not making.
All I'm gonna say is, like I said in the beginning, this probably isn't gonna be a team that goes to the Final Four, but don't be surprised if they do because they're really good. They do all the little things. They're obviously gonna learn from last year that they lost to a 14 seed, but don't be surprised, like he said. Yeah.
I think the only two
you Miami, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
The only two teams that are capable of stopping Purdue's offense in this bracket are Texas and Houston, and I think that their offense are both a mess. Especially Houston without Sasser. I watched them play Houston without Sasser. I saw them. They're knocking threes down left and right, but that's not happening every game. I think their offense is gonna run into a roadblock.
No, I mean Houston is brutal right now without Sasser. I don't even consider them a threat anymore.
I think they would if they had Sasser. I think they would make the Final Four.
Wyoming is literally, if this was the bracket, they would literally beat Purdue. They have the most underrated front court in the country, and all you need is a guy with two arms to shoot the ball.
As long as the one thing I hate about Matt Painter and what he does is I know Travion Williams is their leader kind of guy that comes off the bench, but Zach Edey has to play more than Travion Williams during the right matchups. I remember I watched a few games where like Travion Williams come in. He just he's their offense. He's a good passer and stuff like that, but like he doesn't have the presence that if Purdue doesn't make it, it's because Matt Painter screwed something up. Because I think they got one of
Edey got in foul trouble.
Well, yeah, I mean that could be a problem. But even if Zach Edey got in foul trouble, you're okay with Travion Williams filling in. But, I mean, they're going to split the game 20 minutes each, so.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
I like Jules' Texas take, too, because I'm obviously was a believer in Texas this whole beginning of the season because Marcus Carr is a difference maker. Obviously, he hasn't been there fully as we've wanted to see this year. But I think, they're low-key getting – they're turning the corner right now. They're getting better towards the end of the season, which is good. Trey Mitchell is, stepping up.
Well, he's out. I don't know if he's coming back.
Oh, he's not?
He left for personal.
What does he have? Is he hurt bad?
It's not an injury. He left for, I think, personal. I don't want to misspeak. I think it was a personal something, maybe something in the family. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to come back, but if he doesn't come back, they're screwed.
Yeah, if he doesn't come back, it's over because, like you said, you can't play Brock Cunningham.
You cannot play him in Devin Askew. He at least has a little bit of basketball. He's still terrible, Devin Askew. Don't get me wrong, he's still terrible. But at least he's got a little bit of basketball skill.
He has a little bit of passing skills, but sometimes he can be erratic with the ball. He's literally like a Walmart version of Tiger Campbell, and Tiger Campbell's actually not that bad.
I think that's very, very generous.
Yeah.
I'm
just gonna say one last thing about
what?
Chris Beard. Hold up. I'm just going to say one more thing. Chris Beard could have went out and got anyone else in the portal this year, and he went and got Devin Askew. So I think if he loses, it's on him. That's just a bad pickup. I would have took.
Oh,
Jordan
yeah.
over him.
Yeah, I mean, half the reason Texas is struggling right now is because of Chris Beard. I mean, the guy just has no clue how to like rotate players.
Yeah.
There is points in time where they were playing the pecan kid in Avery Benson. These weren't like blowout games. Like I saw Avery Benson walk or go into the game where it was like a 3-point game or something like that in like the first half, and like in the second half
In the
Avery
Texas Tech game, bro.
Yeah, I think it was that game. I was like, what is going on? I don't care like if you're trying to create a spark or anything. This isn't going to help you build your team and what you want for March. It just didn't make any sense. Like I'm a believer in Chris Beard because of what he's done in the past, but it's also so hard, especially like every single one of them is transfers besides two guards from last year. But
I forgot to mention Kentucky was in this region, but I'm taking Seton Hall over Indiana, and then I'm taking Seton Hall over Kentucky because Miles Cale is going to run Grady off the three, and Ike Obiagu is going to manage Oscar, and that's all you really need, to be honest.
I mean, that's another thing too. I was going to say it's really close. I wanted to take Kentucky or Purdue, but those are obviously probably not going to happen. One or the other is going to happen, but I don't think it's going to be Kentucky. If it had to be a Kentucky Purdue game, I'm taking Purdue, just because we don't know the health of Ty Washington. We don't know the health of Severe Wheeler. Even though he's playing games, he's not himself. We can tell. Teams are starting to figure him out. He just wants to pass.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not saying Tennessee created the blueprint for Kentucky, but I'm just saying that I don't think it's as hard to stop as you think. I mean, think about what happened. They scored 107 on them last game, and yesterday they looked like they couldn't score the basketball at all. I think they went was it 9 or 11 minutes without a field goal?
It was like 9, I think, or something like that. It was around there. But Kellen Grady, I think in the first half he had 3 points. That can't happen. He's also a streaky shooter. Like he's a good shooter when he's wide open, but if he's contested, there's no guarantees it's going in. And then Davion Mintz, he's good off the bench. I actually love him off the bench for that team, but they don't have anybody else. They have Keon Brooks, who he'll go for 30.
What was that one freak game that he had? He had
Kansas, bro.
LSU, right?
Kansas. He's never doing that ever again in his life. I tell you that.
It's scary. It's scary for Keon Brooks to get going.
That was the most freak game of all time. There's no way that's ever happening again.
Yeah. Not sure. Not fully in on Kentucky anymore as I want to be because of health reasons. Just the same thing I am with Baylor. Don't want to be fully in on them, but don't be surprised if they get healthy and figure out how to get Kellen Grady open without screens.
This isn't recency bias either from loss last night against Tennessee.
Yeah.
I've always been.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Tennessee's good. Tennessee could come out the South with ease. Not easy, but wouldn't surprise me if they came.
I do like their point guard. I like Chandler and who's the other guy?
Ziegler. I don't like Ziegler. He's horrible.
I mean, Tennessee. I think Tennessee's set up to be good in the future, though.
For sure. I mean, Kennedy Chandler's going to the NBA, but Ziegler will be a 4 or 5 year guard.
Yeah, probably. He's not big enough.
You want to go to the next region?
Yeah, let's move on to the Midwest. It's saying we got about 3 minutes left on this until it kicks us, so I'm not sure what it's gonna do. But if we have to start a new meeting, I guess we can start a new meeting. But I'm gonna go Midwest here. Another chalk play. Auburn, but honorable mention Kansas. This might be like the easiest one for me, just because I don't see how Auburn can lose. I seen how they lost to Arkansas. But I don't see how that happens again. I think that was a free game. There was foul trouble. But Walker Kessler is the anchor for this team. If he plays good, just watch out because this team's going to be crazy. They average 80 points per game as a team. Their 3-point percentage, obviously concerning. They don't have guys who can knock down the three like that. But I don't know. It's March. Teams could go streaky. They just have to keep that. They got a lockdown. They got a lockdown guard. They got a lockdown big man. They got role players, bro. They just got guys that can get it done. That's just how I'm looking at it. I think they don't have it's not overrated or underrated. It's just a perfect team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this region is Auburn, Kansas, UCLA, Villanova, Michigan State, Xavier. I decided, I know I said like Auburn is a lock for the final, just for the sake of not being shocked. I did UCLA. I just think they're returning everybody from last year, and confidence plays a big factor, especially in the tournament, and experience. Michigan State, I don't know. They have they have it, but they don't have like players. Like it's
not. People are thinking it's gonna be like this Izzo March. I don't think it's.
I know. No. I have written down here. Don't be surprised if Michigan State makes a run, but I don't know. They just lost to Penn State last night.
Especially if they play Villanova.
That's the only thing, though. I think if it's a Villanova Michigan State matchup, I think Michigan State could win because they have the better big men. Bingham might have a night, honestly.
Bro, give me the Bruins. I mean, you got to give me the Bruins. Who's gonna stop that team? Nobody.
I mean, but think about this, bro. Like, honestly, like Villanova's obviously has Colin Gillespie, but like outside of that, I don't know. Caleb Daniels.
The thing about UCLA is it basically goes through if they're hitting their crazy shots. I mean, I think that Drew Zane's always going to show up. I like Jules Bernard and Hawkes too. They got Cody Riley. They added Miles Johnson, who I don't think is great. But I mean, I just don't think they're better than Kansas or Auburn.
I don't know. I think it comes down to Villanova, UCLA. I mean, obviously Auburn. It's going to be tough to actually pick against them when the bracket comes out. But I think Xavier too. Xavier's good on paper, but they just suck. Games aren't played.
No.
Xavier's going to lose the first week.
Xavier is not. I think SMU's overrated. I can see Xavier.
All right, so we're still on the Midwest. Technical difficulties. Just a little recap. I said Auburn.
Auburn. Yeah.
Bruins. I'll take Mick Cronin any day of the week.
I respect he wears a suit every game. So any coach that wears a suit, I'll never doubt them.
Dude, any coach that wears a suit and then any team with Tiger Campbell is a point. I mean, the guy literally doesn't turn the ball.
Did you guys see?
He's like the fourth best player on that team.
Bro, what coach was wearing a sweater the other day? Some coach was wearing
No, it was the Wake Forest
coach. Bro, this dude's just wearing a hoodie.
He wears a hoodie during the games.
I was like, is this dude meant right now or what? Like, what's going on with this dude, bro?
If you coach basketball, you wear a suit. I'm sorry.
You wear a suit or you wear a sweater with like a tie underneath it or something.
I think that's pushing it a little bit. I think you wear a suit. I hate the new polos. I hate the polo days now.
Yeah.
All right. You guys ready to move into the South? I'm ready to move.
Yeah, this region's loaded.
This region, there's going to be a lot to talk about, which is probably why we had to start another segment too, because we've just been talking. But for this one, I'm going to go Illinois. I got a lot of reasoning behind that, and I think that Kofi is the best big man in the country. College-wise, obviously not the best, not the most potential, but he's the best big man in the country. They have two knockdown shooters that shoot 40% from the three. That's going to be huge for them if they can keep that up. Trent Frazier, also key piece to that team. He moves the ball and plays defense. That's all you need out of him because you need scoring from him, but you don't even need it because you're going to have two guys that are knocking down shots and Kofi getting his 20 to 30 points per game. So yeah. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say honorable mention Baylor if healthy, and don't sleep on Tennessee. I mean, that could sound biased because of last night, but I like Kennedy Chandler. I've been on Kennedy Chandler all year, and like you said, one player could win games. So I like Kennedy Chandler.
So in this region, he's got Arizona, he's got Oregon, he's got Ohio State, Tennessee, UConn, Illinois, USC, and Baylor. Absolutely loaded.
Oh yeah,
sure. I love Illinois because I think Alfonso Plummer literally defines March. He can just hit shots that you're just like, how the hell did he hit that? But I decide on Arizona, but deep down, dude, I think Oregon makes the Final Four. I don't think I would ever put a 12 seed in the Final Four, but Oregon really just speaks to me. So does Ohio State, actually, because I think E.J. Liddell is a top 3 player in the country. I think he has the ability to carry a team on his back, and Chris Holtman's a genius. But I decided on Arizona because Ben Mathurin is unbelievable.
I think you throw around the word top 3, top 5 too much. But I mean, I like your take on Ohio State too.
I mean, E.J. Liddell is him.
They're not going to win anything, bro. Let's be honest.
E.J. Liddell is him, bro. You know that.
He's him, but we're not doing anything. Kyle Young, he's not doing anything, bro. We're not beating him. Like, come on, bro.
I'd probably have them losing to Tennessee, to be honest. Honestly, I don't think they'd beat Oregon.
They're not going to beat Oregon or Creighton. Maybe Creighton. But Tennessee is going to kill Iona if this was the bracket. They're going to run. Tennessee's going to run through any other team between Ohio State, Creighton, or Oregon.
Bro, if this was the bracket,
who's in Illinois' way? Let's be honest. No, North Carolina's not.
Yeah, I think the exact
Brad Underwood.
I think the exact opposite of you, Jake, in this situation is I think Illinois is the best team. And I want to pick them for the Final Four, but I just don't trust them. Like, can they beat UConn and can they beat Baylor? And I think Arizona's an easy path to the Elite Eight. So I think Arizona's the safer play.
TCU could be sneaky, bro. They've been being sneaky all year.
No. They won't beat Arizona.
I beat them, but I don't know. It's March, bro. TCU could be
because
sneaky, bro.
I mean, I do think I just could see Illinois losing to Baylor or UConn. I think Arizona. What?
I don't think Arizona has the formula to win. You know what I mean? Like, they have two.
I'm just saying. I'm looking at who they'd face to get to the Elite Eight, and I don't think that there's any competition for them.
True, yeah. UNC women.
It's who's their best competition? Ohio State, Tennessee, or Oregon?
Yeah.
Bro, but the reason, okay, Arizona's young. That's the only thing I can really say against them. But you said who's in Illinois' way. It's not like an opponent, bro. It's Brad Underwood. The dude is an absolute moron. He doesn't know how to coach. He has no.
Yeah, but think about it. Dan Hurley doesn't know how to coach either.
Okay, yeah. Dan Hurley's awful too. That's why I'm really
Dan Hurley just runs around the court and yells the entire game.
I used to like him, but he's honestly became.
I watched him the other day. He's getting technicals. I was like, what is going on? But
don't get me wrong. He's a good coach, but he's not a good coach at the same time. He's an okay coach. He's not a great coach, but
he's all right. He's all right. But
UConn could make noise. Let's be. They're kind of built for March with their guards and stuff.
Low key. I was looking at it and I'm like, bro, low key, a Sonogo, RJ Cole takeover run could happen.
They can't put 5 games. There's no way they're putting 5 games together though.
No.
They could put that 1 or 2 games together. You think that because that team is going to be successful if Tyler Powell and Tyrese Martin are knocking down shots. And do you trust them to knock down shots? Because I know Andre. What is Andre Jackson? He's shooting above 40% from 3, but I will let that man take 3-pointers every 7 days a week. Every single game I play him, I'm letting Andre Jackson and Willie shoot the ball.
Okay, their floor is they're out first round. And their ceiling is
Sweet 16.
Make the Final Four.
No, I think their ceiling's pretty high. Just that I don't think.
They
got the potential. I just don't think.
That's it. I'm a believer in RJ Cole. Sonogo's too streaky, but trust me, Iowa. You don't want to see Iowa State or BYU, especially if BYU gets hot towards the end. Barcelo might go crazy.
I do like Acock. Is that his name, right?
Yeah.
He's come back soon, right?
He's an offensive liability though.
Dude, I think he's going to be pretty good, especially if Sonogo gets in foul trouble.
He'll be the next John Carlton.
UConn is built for March, but like you guys said, Dan Hurley, I could never back that guy. Out of I would take Arizona. I would take Oregon. I would take Ohio State. I would take USC, Illinois, and Baylor.
But you know what the thing is we're talking about Illinois, Arizona, UConn. We haven't really mentioned Baylor, and
yeah, well, that's because of health. But
that's what I mean. Is that
they still have a good coach though? That's the thing that they have a good coach.
The thing is, Akinjo, Flagler, and Cryer can just start knocking down threes left and right. But then again, if they played, they couldn't beat Illinois. Who's going to stop Kofi in
Exactly, bro.
I would choose. Bottom line, I choose Illinois to win this.
I'm picking Illinois to come out of here too with ease.
I'll take.
But there is weird teams though. I'll give you guys that. There's
Even though Arizona's, I think Arizona's the safest play, but I would pick Illinois.
I don't know. I'm not locked in on Arizona. I'm checked out on
Get
Arizona
locked in.
for sure.
I haven't watched that much Arizona. I'll admit
I've
that.
watched like 4 Arizona games. They just play so late. I can't watch it.
Pac-12, yeah, exactly. West Coast. I mean, I'm definitely going to watch your game against Oregon because I think Oregon can win that game.
Yeah,
that's a big game for Oregon.
That'll be a good prediction.
I think that's gonna decide if Oregon's gonna get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're on the bubble right now.
Yeah,
Oregon's like first four.
It's a must. It's a must win game.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. So what? Mine was I got a 1 seed, I got a 4, I got a 3, and I got a 1. I can live with that.
I think I got a 1, a 2, a 3, and what is I got 1, 2, 3. I don't know. 1, 2.
Gonzaga. The only lock in this bracket is Gonzaga would make
1,
not the Final Four. They win the championship game.
I think
1, 2, 1, 3 is what I got.
Auburn, Gonzaga, Purdue, Illinois. That would be mine right now.
That we got the same one right now. But I'm just saying, watch out for Kansas. I think this is a Bill self-prove it year. It's a big fuck you to Jared year. They got they got the recipe for success, bro. They got seniority, OG Agbala, NBA talent. They got Christian Brown, who's like sneaky. He could be a sneaky in the tournament.
They have David McCormick.
Well, their big men are kind of sus, and they got a good coach.
Also,
so they could be sneaky, bro.
I'm just telling you, there's a couple A10 teams that if they make it out, because the A10's kind of just beating each other up. But I'm telling you, if a St. Bonnie's or a Richmond come out of the A10 with winning the A10 tournament, I'm telling you, especially St. Bonnie's with the 5 dudes that they have, the 5 starters that they have, I think they could win a couple games and make some noise. Especially if
Richmond wins it, I'll take Richmond against a certain amount of teams, like a handful of teams, because Richmond's actually really good, bro. Gilliard's really good, bro.
I like Gilliard.
I don't know if you guys watched a lot of these. I know you have watched a lot of Richmond games, but Jules, bro, Gilliard's pretty good, bro. You gotta tap him, bro.
Isn't he like the NCAA leader in steals?
I think he leads in steals, and then like behind him is my boy JD Note.
Nah, I do have to I have to tap into mid majors for sure. But I mean, those conference tournaments start in like what, a week and a half. So I mean, I got time.
Yeah, you'll be able to tap in.
I mean, you'll be able to tell, especially like once you get into the championships and stuff, they'll be on. They'll be the only game on. And you'll be watching them. But the Richmond, Tyler Burton has played some of the worst basketball I've watched every single time I bet them. So he's got to step it up. But
yeah.
But I do like a sneaky A10 team in there. I think that's going to be the possible, not Cinderella, because I don't think there's a Cinderella this year. But.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm going to look through the bracket just real quick and name off some teams that people should definitely tap into some games. Tap into some Colorado State games. I know you like your mocks, but they're not gonna win a game this year. We should have people
Stop hating on Chad.
Marquette's a 7 seed, but they're actually, bro, they can make noise. I'm kind of scared if Duke has to play Marquette. I'm kind of scared. Not gonna lie.
Justin Lewis is good.
Yeah, he's good. He can make a tournament run. Indiana 9 seed. I like their chances. Although Miller Kopp is really slowness, bro. Like he's the slowest dude in America.
I was on Indiana. I
can't do it, dude.
Well, when they don't have
it just hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, they have Trace Jackson Davis, but what is he gonna like?
They need everything to go their way. Like they need everything to go their way to win.
Like you're really saying like the guard Xavier Johnson, Parker Stewart, and Miller Kopp are
like
Johnson. I think he's he's on Ohio State. I'm bugging.
I love Trace Jackson Davis, but so I think Seton Hall would destroy them if they faced each other.
Yeah, I agree.
Who's that guard on Indiana that came off the bench and scored 30 points?
Rob Finney. And
when he doesn't play good, they don't play good either. So
no, he. Don't get me started about Rob Finney. The one game he had decided to have 20 points. Bet against. Let's get to Purdue. Wasn't that Purdue game?
Yeah, it was in.
Yeah, that was against Purdue.
See, that's what I'm happy. That's the Purdue loss. That won't happen.
Another team that's in the Midwest for now that I'm going to say watch out for, Davidson. I've watched almost 10 Davidson games, and they are kind of good, bro. Think about it. They got the recipe, bro. They have a decent big man who he'll be able to guard other big men, bro. If Davidson beats Michigan State, I wouldn't be surprised. And then if they give Nova fits, I wouldn't be surprised either. They have guard play too, bro.
Who is
I don't know.
Who is that dude? Who's that dude that they have? Not he's like
Lost their lawyer.
No, not lawyer.
Lost their lawyer
Jones.
legacy game if they play Michigan
Michael
State.
Jones. Is that the dude? Michael Jones who shot like 10 for 12 from 3 that one game?
Yeah. They're nice. They're a sleeper team. For sure. Probably I don't know. Probably won't win a game, but I just like how they play.
I like Toledo too.
Yeah. TCU. I think they beat Boise State. Could be wrong though.
The only reason you could sell me on TCU is because I think the Big 12 is like undoubtedly the best conference. Well, not undoubtedly because I said the Pac-12 was, but in terms of like completeness, I think the Big 12 is.
What do you think about Arkansas? We haven't really mentioned Arkansas.
I said watch out. I said watch out. If that was the bracket, I said watch out for Texas, Houston, Arkansas because, like we've seen, especially against Auburn, that's a big game. They obviously can win in a big atmosphere. Obviously, they were at home, but like
I think they're home.
I don't know. JD Note is the real deal, bro. He'll take 25 shots, but he'll give his buckets, and he plays defense. Like that's all you need from a guy is to be able to play defense. So
Jalen Williams is also very good. I like Arkansas to be honest because I like Musselman.
I think they could beat, bro. I think they beat Oklahoma, but at the same time, Oklahoma's so weird this year that they could be an 11 seed and win a game. So it's like, come on, bro.
I think Oklahoma's terrible.
I don't know. I'm weird with them. Some games I like them. Some games I don't. I don't know.
No, they're a weird team because like I was watching yesterday and like Tanner Groves just like didn't play the entire.
Yeah, Tanner Groves. I like him. He's good.
But like they'll go on like stretches where like he just doesn't play.
He's not.
I can't stand that dude
either though. Like he's like their best player.
He can go games where like he scores like 3 points, 4 points, and then he'll go like out of nowhere, like just have 20.
Yeah, and I hate Harkless, bro. Harkless I hate him. He's horrible.
I just don't think that Oklahoma's good.
Yeah, they'll probably.
Oklahoma was dead once they lost Davion Harmon to Oregon. To be honest.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jordan Goldwire is playing really well for them this year. Not gonna lie, he's made a leap, bro. Either he was
bad. What I mean is like Jordan Goldwire, one of your main guys. Like what?
Which is bad, bro. I'm not gonna lie though. Obviously, I kind of hit the nail on the head saying the Big 12 was the best conference. Right now, they got 7 teams in. Big 10, 7 teams in. Big East, 7 teams in, which is surprising because me and Jules were out on the Big East this year. SEC 6, ACC 5, WCC 4, Pac-12 4, Mountain West 3, and American 2. So
ACC is so bad.
ACC is slow. Like they'll probably have 1 team come out first week, maybe 2, because Notre Dame.
They got a bunch of 8-9 teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then
like the Notre Dames, the Miamis, they're gonna be like 7, 8, 9s.
UNC is 10. That's
get bounced in the first round.
UConn's gonna or not UConn. Oh, fuck, I said UConn. UNC, bro, bad, bro. So slow. They're gonna lose the first week.
But like they still like even though they're bad, they have the talent to knock somebody off. Like if they're like a 7-8 seed, and if they're like a 7 or like say they're a 7 seed, and they face
probably be a 9.
I'm just saying if they're like a 7 seed or like something like that, and they face a 2 seed, even if they're like a 9 seed and face a 1, I mean I don't think they could upset a 1, but I think they'll
get blown out. They'll literally get blown out. They're so dude, the ACC is awful.
Bro, I'm so out on the Big East though. Not gonna.
Well, like you're telling me that if Providence isn't like I know they're gonna drop since they lost yesterday, but like if they're ranked 8th, if they're like a 2 seed,
I'll take Providence over UNC by a lot, actually, by a lot.
I probably would too. I'm just saying they got talent.
I'm out on the Big East still. I gotta stick to my guns, bro. I gotta stick to my guns, Jules. You're switching up on me, but I'm sticking to my guns. I'm out on the Big East, bro. Still out.
I said when Villanova started the season with 4 losses, I stuck to my guns and said Villanova's winning the Big. They're still going to win the Big East. I don't know. I like the Big East because I like Marquette and I like Villanova, and I think UConn has a lot of potential. And I'm still not out on Xavier, even though they can't win a game.
Xavier's bad. Xavier is bad. Xavier is bad.
The Paul's frauds too.
Give me Paul Scruggs, bro. Give me Paul Scruggs and Fremantle over anybody.
I can't, bro. I love Paul Scruggs, but to an extent. I think that about wraps up everything that we've talked about. If you guys got anything else you guys want to just throw out there, we can talk about.
Yeah, nah, that was a good episode. I want to see what the games are this weekend. We got Alabama at Kentucky. I'll take
Bama. No matter what's going to screw somebody's bracket. You could love them, you could hate them. They're going to screw somebody's bracket.
Yeah,
someone's going to have them to beat Gonzaga just because they already beat them. If that was to be the bracket,
they could beat Gonzaga, and they could also lose in the first round.
Yeah, literally. Saturday's actually loaded. We got Illinois at Michigan State, Texas Tech at Texas, the rematch. And then later at night, we got Oregon at Arizona. I'll take
Arkansas, Tennessee.
Yep, Arkansas, Tennessee too. So
game.
definitely a loaded Saturday.
Yeah, definitely looking forward. Hopefully next episode we can have Jared on. I'd love to have four people on the episode. That'd be super dope, I think.
Yeah, that'd be elite. Everyone start making their mock brackets because it's almost that time.
Start making your mock brackets. Start looking into these mid majors because I'm telling you, there's some sleepers in there that people don't know about.
For sure.
I can't go against Duke, but I'm just saying, bro, Marquette, bro, might be scary, bro. Okay. Out on the Big East stuff for sure.
Marquette could be scary out on the Big East though. Marquette's the fifth seed. Whatever.
Shout out Tim though. He was a good special guest for this episode.
Thank you for having me.
Fire special guest. Definitely will be on again. Maybe next week with Jared, maybe not. We'll see what happens. See you guys later.
Salute.